guys, welcome back to my channel. Welcome if you guys are new. Today we're in baby girl's nursery. I'm gonna give you guys a quick little tour of her room, but we're gonna be organizing it because baby girl just turned 1 and there's a couple things in here that just need to be deeply organized. The room's a hot mess, so I'm warning you. All right, so this is Riley's nursery. I've kind of given you a couple tours here and there on my channel, but there are some things that we need to do to this room. So first of all, I have a whole bunch of like sentimental, what's the matter? I have like a whole bunch of sentimental items here in this little TV console. So I'm gonna put them at least in some kind of a bin or something. So that way I can make some space in this little part of the cabinet. And then I also have in this little bin over here, these are a bunch of things that we no longer use now that Riley's 1. Like we no longer use this little diaper caddy. I have like pieces of like my breast pump, old bottles. So these are things that I want to store and keep somewhere for baby number 2 whenever that happens, but they don't need to be in her room taking up space. So this I can't fix right now, but basically my child has eaten her crib. So she destroyed her entire crib. I don't know if there's something I can do to fix it, if there's a way to paint it that's like non-toxic. If you have any suggestions, let me know down below because this looks like I don't even know, like this is embarrassing. Then this is her closet. We're gonna do a lot of stuff to her closet today. And I'm gonna go ahead and say that this might not all be done in one day. I have all of this stuff up here in the top of her closet that I'm gonna go through and organize. This is stuff that, some of it is not even her stuff, so this has kind of been like a storage closet for us. But her clothes I'm gonna go through, I'm gonna decide what doesn't fit her, what really needs to stay in here, and then I've got her shoes all super disorganized here. I might use this little shoe thing that we have. So there's a lot of stuff that's gonna happen. Oh my God, there's like clothes here. So that's what the before looks like. This is what we've been dealing with for a very long time. So I'm finally going to tackle it. Like I said, it might be a multiple day project, but at the end of this video, you're gonna see what it looks like once it's all done. But before we get started, before I put you on the tripod, make sure to give this video a thumbs up. Like, that's really nice of you. It helps my channel, so I would really appreciate it if you give it a thumbs up. Subscribe if you're new, and let's just go ahead and get started. Alright, so to start with, the very first thing I did was I went to the garage and I grabbed some bins that I had in there, and then I went to her little changing station and I started to go through the stuff that was in those bins. A lot of the stuff I just didn't need anymore. There were like old bottles of Riley's that she doesn't use. So I started to just kind of declutter and get rid of things that we no longer needed. I didn't necessarily throw them away. I kind of just stored them in a bin for baby number 2 whenever that happens. I also had her little diaper caddy that was full of just like different medicines and just some of the stuff that I used to use a lot more often when she was a little smaller. So I took the time to go through this, get rid of stuff that we no longer needed, and then I just kept the essentials in there, sunblock, some of her medicines, some of her creams that we use. Then in this bin is where I store all of her diapers and her wipes, but it was a hot mess, so I just took some time to just organize this. I separated like random things that were in there, and then I took some of the diapers that we had in actual packages and I put them in here in this bin. I love having all the diapers out of the packaging so that they're accessible, so all I have to do is just pull this little basket out from underneath the changing table, and then I can get the diapers that I need. Hi, little baby. Let me just go ahead and say that getting anything done with a 1-year-old is just like a huge accomplishment in and of itself. So I just kind of threw Riley in here in her crib, put some toys in there, some books, so that way she could be entertained while I got some stuff accomplished. Then I started going through all of her clothes. This is probably what took me the longest amount of time. I went through each and every one of these drawers and just sorted out stuff that no longer fit her. I still had some like 6 to 9 month clothes here, so I just decided to go through it all. Anything that wasn't 12 months old and up, I decided to put in a separate pile to put away in a bin. Every time that I do like a big purge like this, it always pains me so much because I want to keep clothes in these drawers a little longer. Like even if it's not the exact size that Riley wears, even if it's a little bit small, I like to keep it around because I feel bad because she hasn't had a chance to really wear some of this stuff, or some of this stuff she's only worn maybe once or twice. So that's probably what keeps these bins as full as they are, just because of the fact that I want her to try to get some more use out of the clothes. But it comes to a point where I'm just like, okay, you know what? She didn't get to use it, so either we'll donate it or we'll save it for another baby in the future. But otherwise, like, these bins can literally just stay full and full of clothes. Okay, so I've definitely pared down her drawers a bit. I definitely emptied, like this one is like completely empty. These are like the only PJs she has, like some of her onesies and her shirts, but they're a lot less stuffed in there because like these are her bibs, because like I just got rid of a lot of stuff. And then we've got her leggings over here. This is all the stuff that I pulled out of those drawers. So quite a lot of stuff that we're gonna be packing away. This in the corner is other clothes that we're gonna be packing away. Like I've been doing this little by little, but instead of putting it somewhere, I've just kind of been stuffing it here to the side of the closet. So we're gonna do something with that. So the only other thing I wanna do really quick is I wanna go through her hanging clothes and pare that down too. Just like with her clothes in the drawers, there were a lot of hanging clothes that I had held on to just way too long, hoping that she'd wear it again. So I finally just separated myself from that clothes. I finally decided to put it in a bin. Some of this stuff was like hand-me-downs, like stuff that my mom had saved from when I was little and that I was hoping that Riley could get into at some point. Some of the stuff she did end up wearing, but a lot of it, we just never had an opportunity to do that. I do want to point out that one of my favorite things about her closet is that I have the exact same hangers for all of her clothes, except for maybe like a couple to the right that are some of the 18-month clothes. But for the most part, all of her clothes are with those like little pink hangers, which I love. It just makes it so nice to look at. All right, so here's the situation with the clothes. We have all this clothes that we pulled out today, all that clothes that's been there in the closet. But this is a bin of clothes that I've already been putting stuff away, like little by little. Like some of this is like 3-month-old clothes of hers. So what I wanted to do is try to consolidate space in these bins so that I can fit more clothes. So I have these space saver bags. Let me see if I can find the box so you can see what they are. These are the Ziploc space bags. I don't know, I've never used them before, but they're these giant bags that you then, like, you stick all the clothes in and then you vacuum, and then it's supposed to get nice and small like that. So we're gonna give them a shot and see if it really does help us save space so I can fit more stuff in there. Okay, so these space saver bags surprisingly were very, very easy to use. I just stuffed random clothes in here, and believe me, I know that you're probably watching this and you're going, oh my god, like none of this stuff is folded. I know that the day that I take this clothes out of here, I'm gonna have to sort it out. I'm gonna have to, you know, wash everything and just get it to a usable state. But that was not my concern today. My concern was just to package everything. So I threw everything in here, and then I just took my little Dyson handheld and I just vacuumed it, and this is what it looked like. Super easy. I did that with a couple more bags. I think this box that I had found had like 3 jumbo size and then 3 like smaller size bags. So I'm sure that you can find a whole bunch of these in different sizes, and you can take some time and organize your life and actually sort things out by size or by style or whatever it is that you want to do. Here, this is just me being a hot mess and just trying to save space so that I can be done with this. All right, so far I was able to fit 3 of the smaller size bags in this bin. I think it does help, you know, like consolidate some of the stuff, like it helps squish it down, but there's still some space like on the side here, so I might still try to fit in some of the other clothes. I could just pack them in another jumbo bag like this, which is probably what I'm gonna do. These I'm gonna throw up in the top of my closet. Now that I'm watching this footage back, like I'm straight up just like appalled by how much clothes this baby girl has had. If you guys are first-time moms or new moms, you're preparing to have a baby, try to take a chill pill when it comes to the clothes, because I promise you they're really not going to use it all. And then you end up with this. You end up with all this clothes that you don't know what to do with. I have a sister, so maybe in the future she'll have a little girl, so maybe I can give some of this clothes to her. And again, I want to have a lot of babies. I want to have 3 or 4 kids, so I'm hoping that somewhere down the line we'll have another girl. So that is all her clothes. I'm going to close this bin and I'm going to take all this stuff to my closet. This is absolutely insane how much clothes this girl has. Riley doesn't have a ton of shoes just because of the fact that she's not walking yet. So up until recently, like I never even used to put shoes on her at all. But now she has a couple pairs, but there were still a whole bunch in this basket, like just this random Easter basket. So I went through them. I separated the ones that no longer fit her, kept just the few pairs that she will wear every once in a while. And then those I decided to, I put them back here in the basket for now, but you'll see how I end up using the little shoe organizer. As far as her bows go, I don't know what the right method is to store her bows. So if you guys have any suggestions, let me know. But she has a ton of bows. So for now, I just kind of left them there, and then I ended up putting them in another basket in a little bit. A friend of mine had actually gifted me this little shoe organizer before Riley was born, and I hadn't used it really up until now. Let me just say, I don't know what I was doing in my life. I think that this is the best way to store these little shoes. It just keeps everything nice and tidy. So I'm really loving the fact that I finally decided to use this. So I put her bows in this white basket, so at least it's not like in an Easter basket. And then the only organizing I did with her bows is I looked for all of her little clip bows and I put them in a little pouch, so that way if I'm ever looking for just a little clip, it's not like all random in there where I can't find it. Alright, so a few days later, I got to come back to this project, and that's when I started to tackle the top part of Riley's closet. So at least the clothes was organized, her bins were organized, all of that you guys saw I had done. But this part was going to be a mission because I've had that stuff up there for such a long time. But I finally decided, you know what, like we've got to do this. As much as I don't want to do it, like these bins need to come down. I have all these random like memory boxes, greeting cards, things from when Joe and I got married. Like there is a random assortment of stuff up here. Let me know if you guys are the same, like if you guys have a closet in your home somewhere where you just store a bunch of random crap, so that way I don't feel so bad about my life. And this is why I don't organize very often. Look at this, like this thing just straight up falls on my head. Good job, Kayla. I even found this random box of like candle making supplies. I have no idea what that was doing in there. I forgot I even had that. So that's one of the reasons why organizing is just such a good thing to do every once in a while, so you can find the stuff that you didn't even remember you had. So this pile of stuff seriously gives me anxiety just looking at it, but I got rid of a whole bunch of boxes and just things that I no longer needed. I had cookbooks in here, so some of them I decided to donate, other ones I decided to keep and put in my kitchen. I had photos from like our engagement photos that we never hung up, so this was a good time to just sort through this stuff, figure out what I needed to keep, what I didn't need to keep, and just find a real good spot for stuff. I used to also make Joe scrapbooks every year when we were dating, so I took some time to like look through one of the scrapbooks that I had made him. I thought it was just like such a cute thing back in the day. Now I don't have time for that, but back then I did. I also found my master's degree diploma. Just so you guys know, I'm college educated. There it is, and it's gonna go right back in its sleeve, and I'm never gonna look at it again probably. So this little white drawer set here is actually a shoe organizer that I used to have in my closet. Now I use it just to keep some random things here in her closet. I thought it would be good to just keep some of like the toys that she's not using yet, or I don't know. I'm trying to formulate a system of like organizing her toys so that they're not all in my family room. I'm probably going to be doing some kind of like a toy rotation system when I get my life together and I have a little bit of time to do that. But for now, I just put some of her toys. I also cleaned out this side of her closet where I had some of the bigger baby items that she no longer uses. I took that little bassinet thing that was over on top of the closet and I just put it here, consolidated some space, and now things were nice and organized and I could like fit more stuff in there. And then again, it only took me a year to do this, but I finally went through this little cabinet here where I had stored like all of her memorabilia from her birth and just things that I've collected throughout the year, my sonogram photos, things like that. I put them in this white bin, so at least I clear out the space here in the TV console. And I decided to just put it overhead in her closet until I get like a real memory box. But at least for now, it's out of the way. You can barely even see it, but at least it looks nice and tidy and it's not just a hot mess. Some of the boxes to some of the bigger baby items that we still use, like the outlet, her baby carrier, her baby monitor, those I decided to keep, but those I stored here in the top of her closet where at least it looks nice and organized. And then I grabbed some of the Pampers boxes that I had of like extra diapers. My mom just bought me a bunch of diapers, so thank you Mom and Dad for those. But I just decided to keep them out of the way, keep them nice and organized. One of the very last things that I did was organize this little basket of blankets that I have here in the corner of her room. Some of these blankets she still uses to this day, like from time to time, but others like she no longer uses. So I put those away. I ended up putting them at the top of my closet with her clothes. But I had baby blankets, swaddles, all sorts of stuff. So this is them looking nice and tidy. And that's really it, you guys. This is what her nursery looks like now that it is nice and organized and tidy. It was a 2-day project. It was something that I had been wanting to tackle for the longest time, but I'm so happy that I finally did it. I really hope that you guys enjoyed seeing how I got this to the state that it's in now. I hope that you guys liked seeing Riley's nursery and just organizing with me. If you guys want to see more of these like organizing videos, let me know down below. If you did enjoy this one, please make sure to give it a thumbs up. Subscribe to my channel if you're new. I love sharing a bunch of motherhood and lifestyle content, especially for those first-time mamas who are just trying to figure out how to do this. Motherhood is hard, my friends. I've been doing it for a year. I do not have all the answers, but I love sharing anything that I learn along the way, hoping that it'll make your life easier in some way or another. So again, thank you guys so much for watching, and I will see you guys in the next one. Bye, guys.